Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 87 of the J Situation Podcast. I'm recording this on November 9th, 2021. How is everyone doing on this fine, wonderful fall day? I hope you're all doing well and have all been enjoying your time outdoors in this wonderful, cool weather. What a blessing. I tell you what, man. I love this time of year. Thanksgiving's coming up. So that should be super cool. Should be really cool. I've had a pretty nice day. I hope you guys are good. I've been receiving such wonderful feedback on some recent PEW Science data publications I put out for you folks. It's great to see folks benefiting from that information. Also, it's my birthday today, so that's nice. So it's been a pretty good day overall. One more trip around the sun is complete. I had to work today, but hey, that's how it goes sometimes. I hope I'm going to finish this recording at a reasonable hour and then maybe relax a little this evening. That's my goal here. So that'll be nice. And gosh, I'm telling you, hunting season sure is heating up. And a lot of you have been sending me photos of your suppressed kills. I love it. Such talent, such pride. So much murder. And how, you may ask, can you also murder animals quietly? You might be wondering, gosh, how can I do that, Jay? Oh, you're in luck. You can do that by purchasing a silencer. And one place to do that is from Silencer Shop. You like that? The J Situation Podcast is proudly sponsored by Silencer Shop, the most efficient and intelligent way to purchase silencers. They are my infrastructure of choice. They are. They've done a lot of cool stuff. They have created an easy system that minimizes the likelihood of errors in your paperwork. And you know what? I was on the NFA subreddit today briefly. I was eating lunch and I hopped on there just to see what the shenanigans were. And I saw, and I forgot the exact title of the thread there, but some later gentleman had posted. They're like, dang it, Silencer Shop, you make it too easy. I put my stuff in the system there, and I'm just buying silencers left and right. I'm like, I read that, and I was like, yeah, I think I said that maybe several months ago when I started reading this ad for Silencer Shop on the podcast, because that's kind of what I did. Like, you put your photo and your fingerprints and all your stuff into their system, right? It's encrypted in their kiosk system, so you can just literally sit on your couch and buy silencers and then do the DocuSign. You don't even have to leave your house. It is the most damaging administrative system for your savings account. If you think you're going to save money, you're like, oh, I'm going to be so disciplined, but no. It's like that South Park episode is and it's gone. You're just going to keep buying things. It's irresponsible. And that's why Silencer Shop is so great. And that's the reason why they've grown. Okay. It's innovative. It's an innovative way for you to buy silencers. It just works. And the little QR code that the ATF scans when they input the form in that Silencer Shop created is just icing on the cake, because the likelihood of errors are pretty low. So I don't know. It works pretty well, guys. Money back guarantee, no transfer fees, no paperwork errors. It's just you and your silencer with no drama. It truly is silencer ownership and bankruptcy simplified. No, not bankruptcy. I'm kidding. No. Also, and an extremely important part of this intro here is that the J Situation Podcast is also sponsored by my company, PEW Science. PEW Science is pushing the silencer industry forward one test at a time, dragging it kicking and screaming through the fire and ashes into the promised land. Visit pewscience.com for the suppression rating. It is the simplest, it is the most accurate, and it is the most meaningful sound rating for your suppressed small arms. It is based on true human sound perception. All right. It's in section 5 of the Silencer Sound Standard. I wrote this standard. I put it on the website there. It's going to walk you through gunshot noise, sort of like Wikipedia, but more fun. There's 7 parts. They're all on pewscience.com for you to read. And if you haven't seen it, and if you see it and you get overwhelmed, that's fine. Skip to section 5. It tells you what the suppression rating is. You read about it, you say, oh, when it's higher, the silencer sounds better. When it's lower, the silencer sounds worse. Louder and quieter. It's really, and it's tied to a hearing safe dose limit for the particular platform on which the silencers are tested. All right, it really is, and you're not going to find this anywhere else in the world. It's really hard to do, and that's why PEW Science has done it. So you go to the silencer sound standard there. You go to section 6, and that has all the reviews, and you say, man, that is a lot of information, and frankly, I'm terrified of it. I say, no problem, sir or ma'am, I understand. What you want to do to not get overwhelmed, you head on to section 7, the rankings, you sortable table, you see what's what, then you go back, maybe you click on some review links there in the table, you go back, you dig in deep, you get your cup of hot chocolate, your pumpkin spice, or your peppermint mocha, or whatever you like here, this nice fall time, and you curl up with a blankie there, and you read about dynamic waveforms and blast analysis, because that's frankly what we're doing. Analysis of fast transients. That's what PEW Science does. And I tell you what, if you're a manufacturer, which there are many listening to this right now, and you think to yourself, I would really like to use PEW Science for private testing and consulting services, I say no problem. Please, on the website, there is a form. You can fill that form out there. It'll send an email to me. And then when you do that, your contact information and everything you ask me about, it's all held in strict confidence. All right. Unless, of course, we do a test program and you tell me, Jay, this R&D is just so great. Can we share it with the world? I say, no problem. I'll publish something on the website for you there and share the data that we have produced, the analysis that we have produced with your products under your contracted effort with the world. That's right. And we've done that several times. We will continue to do that. And PEW Science works with folks behind the scenes all the time to better understand their suppressed small arm weapon systems. That is our mission. And, if you're not a manufacturer and you don't want to support us with R&D services, that's fine. You can support this podcast. You can support PEW Science, all the testing that I do, all the analysis that I do, by joining with a membership at pewscience.com, and you can do that as a consumer. You can do that as a company. You can do that. There's different levels for the different folks there. And for the consumers, there's the basic level and the pro level. The pro level, when you join at the pro level, I interact with you personally whenever you like, there by email. And then I interact with everybody, even people that are not PEW Science members, but the folks that join and kind of help the effort here, they get priority. So that's what the pro members get priority for communication there. And the advanced members there, you can certainly join as a consumer if you want. It's typically a little bit high dollar for a consumer to join. But it's relatively cheap for a company to join. And that's what that's for. That's for the companies there. And of course, if you join, I communicate with you very high priority, and I appreciate your support. And then you can see all the folks there in the industry that have joined PEW Science as companies. They're listed on the quote there, on the quote page there on the website. So that really helps. And you might be listening to this and say, Jay, that I don't have money. I just have love. I say, sometimes love is all you need. And so what you could do is you could just spread the word about PEW Science. You could rate the podcast good on the podcast provider there. It doesn't cost you anything to do that. And you can just, let folks know that silencers and guns are awesome. And we can hope to normalize the use of suppressed small arms. And at the end of the day, isn't that what we all want? I think it is. All right. I'm excited. This is going to be a good podcast. I have some really great topics. I got 4 topics for you today. All right, topic 1, Member Research Supplement 656. What? That's right, the Quietest 308 rifle silencers. I gave you PEW Science members a detailed sound comparison, didn't I? I released that on a Sunday, no less, a couple days ago. What is it, Tuesday? Yeah, a couple days ago on Sunday, I gave that to you. It dropped this past Sunday for PEW Science members, so thank you for your support. We'll talk about that I guess, a little bit. And then topic 2, a new sound signature review coming this week, a public review for everybody. Of course, the members will get more information, but this will be a public-facing review. It's a highly requested review. Will it be coming out of left field? I mean, at this point, who knows, really? I don't know what your opinion will be. We'll find out. Topic 3, the Griffin CAM-LOK. And now, the Griffin EZ-LOK? EZ-LOK? Saying it like a question. It is a question. How the turntables, as they say. Let's talk about this apparently new embodiment. An Instagram story, a sketch that I made come to life. And fast. It's very, very curious. We'll talk about that. And finally, topic 4, listener questions. I think we should do more of these. Let's dive into them again. PEW Science members make this effort and the podcast happen. So if you aren't a member and you're getting your questions answered here, go find a PEW Science member and thank them. They're making this happen. They're the reason why I can continue to do this podcast and answer your questions. So they are doing this for you. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Yeah. All right. Well, that's 4 topics. Topic 1 at a time of 11 minutes and 28 seconds. Well, definitely beat my time for the last episode, but I know last episode was a crazy intro, but this one beat it by like a minute or so. A minute and a half. Okay, topic 1. Member Research Supplement 656. The Quietest 308 rifle silencers. A detailed sound comparison. Okay, I published this article on Sunday. For PEW Science members, yeah. So thank you, all the PEW Science members. Thank you for your support. This was for you. And man, oh man, I bet you folks didn't think you were going to get a weekend data drop. But I had to do something with that extra hour from daylight savings time ending, didn't I? No, I'm just kidding. No, it definitely took more than an hour. However, I did want to personally thank all of you PEW Science members for your support, like I do every week. And what better way to do that than to give you something special? And I tell you what, is this special? Boy, howdy. Yes, it is. And I have to admit, I did make the title a little clickbaity, didn't I? How many articles have you seen on websites titled "The Quietest Silencer" or "A Hollywood Quiet Silencer" or blah blah? The stupid phrases people use. The gun magazines and the gun magazine websites, media publications, stuff like that. The YouTube video thumbnails. I hate that. It's a total attention grab the way they do that, right? To say the quietest, the best. That they do that to optimize search engine stuff. But I do want to say, in this case, at PEW Science, it's actually a factual title. It is, and I thought about it, and there's a reason I decided to actually write what I wrote. This article offers a direct and in-depth comparison of the sound signatures of the 4 quietest 308 rifle silencers of which PEW Science is aware at the current time that are available for purchase to the public in the United States. Okay, so I'm backing up the title of the article here. Like I'm serious when I said they're the quietest. The Thunder Beast Ultra 9, the Otter Creek Labs PR30L, the Dead Air Nomad L, and the CGS Hyperion. All right, those are the 4 silencers examined in this research supplement. And they're the quietest, on at least on supersonic 308 and 20-inch bolt action. Definitively, objectively. Okay? And so, I know that I thought it myself. I was like, gosh, I'm going to name this article "The Quietest 308 Rifle Silencers." What kind of clickbait is this? But it's not. It's true. And that's the cool thing about it. It really is. And so, the general public has already seen data for those 4 silencers on the website. Yeah? Like, even if you aren't a member, you've seen the suppression rating. You've seen the composite suppression rating for each of those silencers on the 20-inch 308 bolt action. And you've seen the muzzle and ear ratings. But what the public has not seen is what the members got on Sunday. In Research Supplement 656, you guys see the most detailed and comprehensive sound signature information for these 4 silencers on Earth. On Earth! The sound signature reviews were already more comprehensive than anything available from the manufacturers of the U.S. government. Okay? The Research Supplement takes it a step further, and not a little step further. It goes ham. I go ham. So, if you're a member, thank you. This article is for you. And I'm telling you, in the past days, I have received a lot of feedback from members already indicating it helped them tremendously. It's already helping people. And for those of you who do not support PEW Science with a membership, that's totally fine. That's fine. No pressure to join ever. But please know that things like this will not be public. Ever. Ever. That's not going to be public. It's not. I mean, in fact, there's a distinct possibility that more things become members only eventually, just simply due to the effort. This is so much effort. It's getting ridiculous. And it's just the nature of consumption at this point. I want the information to spread for the good of the community, but this also has to be sustainable. So we shall see what the future holds for public data availability. Right now, I'm going to continue doing it like I'm doing it, but I'm not making any promises as far as stuff being always public. I don't know why I would need to do that. I'm just doing it to help people, and I feel like it's pretty cheap. I mean, the membership's really low price, so it's you're getting basically free data. It's free, dude. Come on. So, I mean, it's if you only knew how much it actually cost to do. So it's I don't really feel bad. I just want it to spread, and I know people don't like giving money for things. People like free. Hey. I know. I'm a human being, mostly. So yeah. So I'm not going to give any details about the article. That's member stuff. So those guys, that's theirs. Okay, but I will say, if you are only using these silencers for one shot, and the first shot is the most important to you, that's one of the things that only members are going to truly understand here. Okay? Just know, PEW Science has quantified everything about the signature from these silencers. So if it's signature data you want, this article delivers. All right? I can tell you. Okay? So enjoy, members. You deserve it. And your support is greatly appreciated as always. Okay, let's move into topic 2 at a time of 18 minutes and 17 seconds. I need some more water. Man, I am dying here. I didn't drink enough water today. So I'm a little bit dehydrated, and it's not good for my voice. Okay, topic 2. New sound signature review coming this week. There is, yes. Public article. Highly requested. Out of left field. I mean, at this point, who knows? It might be for some of you. I don't know. But yeah, buddy, I'm telling you, here we go. I am pleased to be able to do it. It's a really interesting review coming at you. It's hot and fresh. It's from the vault. And I've been meaning to show it to you. I have. It's actually it's relatively recent. Definitely going to be useful to a lot of you, I think. And I'm going to try something a little different this time. I'm going to progress by giving you data for a silencer that I would normally present later. So I guess it's a hint for you, right? So it's this week's silencer it's intended for a certain purpose, like in its use case. So rather than beat around the bush, I decided to hit it head on. I've done I've tested on all kinds of platforms, and I've already flushed out a lot of data with it. I already understand how the silencer works. All right. So the way I'm doing this is I think this first look is going to really help a lot of people. It's going to go right to the point. sooner than later. And I think it's going to be well received because of that. And I think if I had done it, if I was going to do it a different way, I think it was going to be weird. And so I don't typically do things like this. So it could crash and burn, or it could be awesome. We'll see. No, I think me personally, like just me, Jay, talking, I think it's going to be cool. I do think you're going to find it useful. I think a lot of people can find it useful. So stay tuned. You guys deserve some more data and analysis, so you're going to get it. And I hope you like it. I think you will. Stay tuned for that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Topic 3. I'm trucking. Topic 3 at a time of 20 minutes and 52 seconds. Yeah, see, this is efficient. We're getting through this stuff. Oh, yeah, this is a good topic because oh, my goodness gracious, topic 3. The Griffin CAM-LOK. We all know what that is, at least the folks that listen to this podcast. Griffin CAM-LOK. Now, the Griffin EZ-LOK. How the tables have turned. Yeah. Let's talk about this. This is I swear to, this is definitely a sketch of mine come to life. And I'll be darned. Okay. I wrote right down here on my piece of paper. Do you guys remember September 30th at 2:43 p.m. Central Time? At 14:43 Central. September 30th, 2021. On that date and time, I posted an Instagram story, social media there, on the J Situation Instagram account. I posted an Instagram story in which I had screenshotted the Griffin website photo of the CAM-LOK, the CAM-LOK barrel adapters. And I got a little new phone. I got one of those those Samsung Galaxy Notes, had a little stylus on it, like the old Palm Pilots. Some of you probably not old enough to remember what a Palm Pilot is, but a little stylus comes out of the phone there. You can draw. It's cool. So use the stylus there on my phone to annotate the photo. The little screenshot I took of the CAM-LOK adapters, I took the stylus out. I started drawing on it. And on that markup, I marked up that picture there. On that markup, I indicated that taper they have on that CAM-LOK adapter, that's okay. Okay, keep that. So the little wrench flat features to put a little socket on this thing and install on your barrel. Okay, that's good. Keep that. Cool. But then I took the interrupted threads and I made them continuous. I said, no. Stop with the interrupted thread. Just make it a normal thread. So a normal continuous course thread. Doesn't need to be interrupted thread. The reason I suggested to make the interrupted threads on the CAM-LOK continuous was for a couple of reasons. The first reason, if you install a CAM-LOK piston onto the adapter and push all the way push it all the way axially on before you start to turn it, you're gonna damage the piston threads. I promise you that, because it's not gonna see. It's gonna jump. You're gonna damage the threads. Second reason. If you install a CAM-LOK and use too much force in the rotation of the silencer with your hand, like if you tighten too hard, you're going to damage the piston threads again. Why would that be? Well, they don't have enough capacity. They're interrupted. They're not strong enough. They can't hold the force. They'll jump. You will deform the threads on the piston. You can plastically deform the threads. Not elastically deform. You will plastically deform. What does that mean? It's not coming back. It doesn't bounce back. You break it. Yeah, it happens. And, we know, all the CAM-LOK owners know that. Does that mean the CAM-LOK doesn't work? Absolutely not. But just these are little issues here that are you don't need to deal with this. Because with these two issues, you know what that means? As a result of those two factors, the not being able to tighten it hard, and also not being able to and messing up the threads there when you try to tighten it by pushing it on too hard, like all the way to seat it first before you turn, like you would normally put anything on. As a result of those things, the taper becomes less effective. Yeah. The taper, the male taper on the adapter and the female taper there in the piston, the taper becomes less effective at keeping the piston tight on the adapter. And Griffin claims that keeping the system tight through prolonged firing schedules was not the intent of the CAM-LOK. That's what they said. The way they're explaining it is that the CAM-LOK was intended only for quick attach and quick detach for covert operations, or something like that. You know what I mean? I say, okay, fine. I didn't design it. It's not my job to question that at all. Frankly, it's not my thing. It's not my place to say. But guess what you can do if the threads are continuous? If the threads were continuous on a CAM-LOK, what could you do? Well, it automatically makes the threads on the adapter and the piston stronger instantly. Yeah. It also solves the installation sequence issue of having to be careful. So if the threads are continuous, you're good to go. It just becomes a simple threaded taper adapter, which is a lot. It's a lot like what I and a lot of people wanted from the very beginning. And I mean, people didn't even know there was a market for this until this, I think. It's been crazy to me. And Griffin remarked on Austin Green, one of the Griffin brothers there. He was on ARFCOM, shout out to Austin. He interacts with me quite a bit. He remarked on ARFCOM that that's ar15.com for those of you who aren't aware of the cesspool that is that forum. Austin was saying on ARFCOM that there's a customer that was having issues, and that's why they have now made the EZ-LOK, which is what this new system is called. So this isn't replacing CAM-LOK. This is a parallel system, completely separate. New pistons, new adapters. And he said a customer was having problems with the CAM-LOK. They invented this system, this EZ-LOK, to solve those problems. I said, cool. All right. And so they're not interchangeable. So basically, the EZ-LOK is, if you can go to the website, it's on Griffin's website right now. You can go there. It's the EZ-LOK. It's a CAM-LOK where the threads aren't interrupted. That's all you need to know. All right. To my knowledge, it's not yet available, but it's on the website, so that means it's going to be. Now, I will say, I want to say this, and I don't want this to become a thing, but I have to say it. I don't know if me asking for folks to do this in my Instagram story was a catalyst. I mean, look, and I saved the dang thing I posted. I tagged Q and I tagged Griffin in my story. I said, just do this. Someone do this. And I am telling you, within half an hour, 4 companies, not Griffin and Q, but 4 companies DM'd me saying they were working on a solution. And then I said, awesome. So publicly I said, a bunch of companies are working on this. Awesome. Let's see what happens. Okay, and then I left it there. I talked about it on the podcast. I talked about it on ARFCOM. I talked about it on social. And what was the purpose of me talking about that? Well, to spur innovation, to tell companies there's a demand for this. I think it could be improved. Who can do it first? I don't have a skin in the game. I'm not selling these things. I'm not designing them, and I'm certainly not. I'm not selling them, designing them. I thought there was a third point I had, but I don't. That's all I'm not doing. Yeah, I don't get any kickbacks. I don't sell stuff. I don't sell widgets. So I was thinking to myself, yeah, I was excited. So I'm not saying Griffin made the EZ-LOK with influence from me. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that it is super coincidental that they sure did do it pretty fast after these discussions occurred. So to that, I want to go on record. I want to go on record and say thank you to Griffin Armament for listening to your customers, to the public, and to everybody, and for continuing to try to field systems produced in-house to help solve issues and provide folks what they want. I mean that. So hats off, man. Hats off to Griffin on this one. For all the companies out there who could do this, Griffin sure did put this on their website fast with pictures of it being real. I mean, did they have a head start with the CAM-LOK, which they also brought to market and no one else did? Absolutely. Who else was producing anything like this for the public, though? Anything. Nobody but Griffin was doing this. I don't care how many people have this in their sketchbooks from like 1983 or what, you know what I mean? Like that happens all the time. It's like, oh, well, I had this idea. I'm like, cool. It never came to market. Griffin did. When the CAM-LOK came out, I was not that, I just wasn't in the market for it at that time. I didn't think about it, whatever. But then when I actually examined the CAM-LOK and how it worked and saw the taper on it, I was like, oh, what? Say a word? And then I started experimenting with it, and now it's on my carry gun. And I went deep, dude. I bought like all kinds of barrel adapters for the CAM-LOK and a bunch of pistons. I spent a lot of money on, like, I don't get free stuff, guys. Like, I know a lot of, okay, that's not true. I do get some free stuff sometimes, but the amount of free stuff that I get compared to the stuff I buy, it's lopsided. Trust me. Like, I don't get a lot of free stuff. And because I don't ask for free stuff, because I don't want free stuff. I'm just not that guy. I don't beg for things. And I don't expect them. When I get them, it's cool, but I don't expect them. I don't expect free things. And so I bought a lot of CAM-LOK. I spent a few $100s, several $100s on pistons and adapters for the CAM-LOK because it was the only system off the shelf I could buy to keep my silencer from coming off when I shoot it. I told you guys, I thought the CAM-LOK was a game changer. And by all accounts, this EZ-LOK thing is actually going to retain the silencer more securely. That's the intent. That's the intent of the red markups I did in my Instagram story. That's the intent from Griffin Armament in what they spoke about publicly about why they made the EZ-LOK. Because, I mean, why else would you take away the interrupted threads but to make this more secure? I mean, that's the whole point. Yeah? Yeah. So in my opinion, if this EZ-LOK thing works better to retain the silencer, bigger game changer than CAM-LOK to me. Huge. That's all I ever wanted from CAM-LOK. It's all I ever wanted. It's all I ever wanted from CAM-LOK. I don't care about the QD. And I'm not saying QD's stupid. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying interrupted threads are stupid. I'm not saying that. I'm saying for me, personally, all I ever wanted was for suppressed pistol shooting to be secure and worry-free so I can train. And in my opinion, and I know it's not just me. In my opinion, it's what a huge contingency of the market wants. I think that. I do think that. Okay? To be able to shoot a suppressed pistol like you shoot a suppressed rifle without worrying about the dang thing unscrewing. So Austin at Griffin, you're the man. I'm saying it. Thank you. I hope to try it very soon. I want to try it. I'll convert my carry gun to it right away. Right away. If it works, I'll sell my CAM-LOK stuff to someone. Well, maybe I won't sell it. Maybe I'll just keep the CAM-LOK stuff for testing. I don't know. Maybe because you know what's going to happen. I did the CAM-LOK thing, I sell it, and then someone's going to ask me, oh, I have a CAM-LOK. Can you duplicate this problem? Like, oh, man, I don't have it anymore. I sold it, It'd be like one of those things. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't be a hoarder. I don't know. But right now, I mean, obviously the EZ-LOK isn't buyable right now. That's not true. Well, it is true. You can't buy it right now yet, but the Griffin social person reached out to me, and he or she, I think it's a she. I don't know. I could be butchering that. He or she told me that they might send me the EZ-LOK to try. And I said, thank you. That's awesome. So if they do, and I get it before you guys can buy it, let me be the guinea pig. I was apparently the guinea pig with the CAM-LOK, which some people have good luck with it, some people don't. It can be unreliable. Remember, don't lube it. If you lube those tapers, you're going to have a bad time, apparently. So just clean them and don't lube it. Maybe, I know someone put their CAM-LOK parts in ultrasonic to get it real clean, and then they didn't lube it, and then they didn't have any problems with loosening. So I don't know. I'm not saying that's going to definitely work for you, but I'm saying that's an option. So yeah, I have tons of CAM-LOKs. I dropped a lot of money on that. I'm a little bit like meh, but hey, when you're an adopter and you go all in on something, how was I supposed to know that a company was going to listen to me and change something so quickly? And you know what's really crazy? And I'm beginning to have more of an appreciation for this as the years go by. Companies that manufacture everything in-house, like Griffin, I'm not saying they manufacture everything in-house, but they manufacture a lot in-house. They're very agile when it comes to product development. I realized they had a head start. They already had the CAM-LOK. All they had to do was change thread. But, I mean, guys, product launch to SKUs to, new name to, I don't know if they're patenting it or what, you know what I mean? I don't know, man. It's pretty quick. And then to be and announce it publicly, that's pretty ballsy. That's pretty fast. That's a matter of weeks. That's on the order of 2 months. So, I mean, I've that's faster than some companies move to do way less. So I don't know. I think that's crazy. I think it's cool. I'm glad we all spoke up about it. Whether or not this was my doing or if I contributed, I'm not sure. But it doesn't matter at the end of the day. What matters at the end of the day is that we might get something better. And what is that? That's innovation. Okay. I'm not bragging and said I did this, but I'm just saying. Think about it. PEW Science. Yeah. No, seriously, though, think about it. Okay. Topic 4. Topic 4, time of 38 minutes and 7 seconds. Oh my gosh, could we do this in an hour today? It is unlikely that I will finish this in less than 20 minutes, but we'll find out. Topic 4, listener questions. That's right. Let's dive in again, shall we? Yeah. And I said this in the intro, and I mean it. You know that the PEW Science members make this effort and podcast happen. So if you're not a member and your question gets answered, go find a member. Be like, bro, don't thank me. I mean, thank me, fine. I appreciate your thanks, but you might want to go find a PEW Science member and be like, dude, thank you for supporting the J Situation podcast. My question got answered, and I really enjoy it for entertainment value as well. And you were a gentleman and a scholar. And the PEW Science member would be like, bro, of course. I mean, that's what a PEW Science member would say. Of course. No problem. Because they're all cool. Yeah, so we're gonna hit some of these more questions there, and the Wonder spreadsheet that I have for you, I opened it up here just now, and thank you to all of you who ask questions. I can't get enough of these things. I love answering them, and really, guys, if you're asking questions and getting them answered, thank the community. All right, because the PEW Science member funding goes directly toward the production of this podcast for all of you. So. Everything, the testing, the analysis, it's all in the bucket. All publicly funded, grassroots. For the love of the game. Okay, let's dive in. All right, let's see. Get my spreadsheet here. All right. Get a drink of water. Okay, so we are on solicitation 3 of listener questions. Last time we answered these, we left off on question 150, sub-question 22 of the third solicitation, and that question was, are 5.56 cans still relevant compared to 30 cal cans? Oh, what a topical question that was, and my answer, of course, was absolutely. Absolutely, they're still relevant. And I remarked that in so many words, you're going to see why as we further progress with Mark 18 testing. And I can't wait to show you more. I think it's going to get crazy and cool. And so please, if you would like to know more about my answer to that, go ahead and, you know what? And I say this every time. It might be irresponsible to tell you to go back and listen when you can't even find the episode where I answered it. So let me go to the website, pewscience.com. The J Situation Podcast. So pewscience.com/podcast. All the episodes are listed there, right? You can download them from there, and there's links to the, you guys know you're listening to the podcast. Of course, it's all on there, but it's all on there. There's the show notes are all listed there on the website. So the last time I answered listener questions was actually episode 85. That was published on October. That was episode on October 20. I recorded on October 26th, so that's flagged as October 27th. Episode 85. That was topic 3 on that was a listener question. So if you want to know more about my answer to that last question, go ahead and listen to episode 85, and your curiosity will be addressed. Okay, so let's move on here. Question 151, sub-question 23. Are you interested in 8.6 blackout at all? See if you can nudge KB to get that moving. All right, I'm gonna translate this for folks. This later gentleman is asking, are you interested in the 8.6 blackout cartridge at all? See if you can nudge the majority owner of Q LLC to get the project moving. Okay, so as KB, it's Kevin Brittingham. He's the majority owner of Q LLC. Yeah, so let me answer this. Okay, first of all, thank you for the question. It's a great question. When you ask me if I'm interested in it at all, like interest from a mechanical and terminal ballistics perspective, sure. I mean, I've been interested in it since I handled the 8.6 blackout guns at Q. Like, I handled the semi-auto. I handled the prototypes of their steel 8.6 silencers. I played with the baffles in the shop. I was there with Kevin last year doing that. I was there looking at it. I've held it. So am I interested? Absolutely, I'm interested. Absolutely. Now, am I interested in it like or so interested in it that I will use it for practical application? I don't know. I actually don't. I really don't know, because I mean I'm mostly hunting whitetail deer. Okay, I have a 16-inch fixed bolt gun and a 16-inch AR-308. Both guns are 308. I got a mini fixed 300 blackout. That's an 8-inch barrel 300 blackout. I got all kinds of 5.56 ARs. I got a 7-inch 300 blackout AR. My girl has a 9-inch 300 blackout AR. What do I need to do with 8.6? Bigger subsonic killing? Let me tell you something about subsonic. It's constrained by velocity. Yeah. So it will never shoot flat, ever. Ever. Whether it be 22 long rifle at 1,000 feet per second or 8.6 blackout at 1,000 feet per second, it's going to drop. And it's going to drop fast. That's just physics, okay? So if you hope to kill with subsonic, you better have absolutely perfect drop for your distance and know exactly what you're doing at what range. Like I have to be, it is not forgiving It's not flat. It's not a laser gun. You guys, and I know some of you are listening to this, you ever shot a hot-loaded 243 Winchester while hunting? That is a laser gun. You ever shot a 5.56 with out of a 20-inch barrel? That is a laser gun. It's a laser gun. You're like way over Mach 1. Like way over Mach 2. You're approaching Mach 3? Approaching Mach 3. That's a laser gun. Why do I say laser gun? It's because over typical hunting distances, it doesn't drop much. It's a laser gun. You point it and you kill. You're like point, shoot, dead. Point, shoot, dead. That's what hunting cartridges, that's fun. For long range shooting, when you got a dial or like use your reticle to compensate for drop, like a bunch of drop and stuff, bro, like that's cool. You can totally hunt with that. I mean, people shoot animals at 500, 700, 1,000 yards all day. Is that something I'm into? I mean, not really. It's not really the environment I hunt in, frankly. I mean, it's a personal thing. I just don't. It's not my area of operations. It's not what I do. So that's one thing you got to think about. I'm not saying, and don't. You need to listen to this. You need to listen to everything I'm saying, and you need to listen to it in context. Okay, so I'm not. So right now you're going, Jay says 8.6 blackout sucks. Like no. I didn't say that. You just pay attention. Now, okay, now besides ranging, so that's one thing to think about with subsonic hunting. Besides ranging, you do not have the advantage of a shockwave propagating through tissue to cause extra damage. You just don't. And it doesn't mean you can't kill with 8.6 blackout. Of course it doesn't mean you can't kill. Of course you can kill with subsonic 8.6. Of course. You can kill with subsonic 300 blackout. Of course, a bigger bullet and a heavier bullet moving the same speed. Forget about fast twist. Just look at the momentum. Of course you can kill with 8.6 blackout. Can you kill with a 45 ACP? That's 230 grain. Subsonic. Yeah. A lot of people have died from that. A lot of animals have too. So yes. Is it lethal? Absolutely. Do you have to work a little harder to kill things with subsonic than supers? Absolutely. And anyone who tells you that isn't true is not being forthright. You always have to work harder when you're using subsonic hunting rounds. Why is it harder to kill a deer with a bow than it is a rifle? Is it because arrows are dull and they don't kill? No. It's because you have to get closer to the deer and be quieter. And you have to be more precise with your shot placement. Why? Well, arrows aren't laser guns, so there's that. Deer get spooked and jump, so there's that. I'm not saying they're going to jump your mag like they jump the string with a bow. I'm not saying that subsonic's that slow. But what I am saying is that you better be darn sure where you're shooting. Your shot placement is less forgiving, so maybe you want to... And someone told this to me the other day that kills a lot with subsonic 300 blackout. I thought it was excellent advice. He said, go for the lungs. Why? Why does he say that? Lungs are a big target, aren't they? Bigger than the heart. Why would you go for the lungs with subsonic? Well, you have a better chance of hitting them. Hit the lungs with subsonic, and if you have enough momentum to get through, puncture those lungs, he's going to start to aspirate. It's going to start to cough out blood. They're going to die. It's a vital shot. You're going to die. You're going to kill them. That's good. You want lethality? Yeah. So that's good advice. What do you do with a rifle? You can do anything you want with a rifle. With a super, what do you do with supersonic? Well, so what I do, I shoot deer in the heart. Supersonic. I explode their heart. Do I have to be perfect with the way I hit the heart? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Why? Shockwave, that's why. When I shoot a deer in the heart, you know what happens to the heart? With a 308 supersonic at like 100 to 150 yards? Bad things happen to that heart. What happens when you hit it with a subsonic projectile? Well, you definitely can kill them by shooting them in the heart, but you better be, if you just nick it, that's going to be an issue for you. Promise. We have studies. It's a physical mechanism, guys. This is physics. It's not about voodoo. It's not about religion. It's not about faith. This is momentum and wounding mechanisms. And subsonic projectiles are incredibly lethal, but they are not as lethal as supersonic, and they're never going to be. Because lethality is all about both terminal ballistics and shot placement. And supersonic cartridges are more forgiving in shot placement and have superior terminal ballistics because of the way that physics works. So, go on to killing people. Well, yeah, I think subsonic 8.6 is pretty dope, man. I mean, that's what there's, 300 blackouts for killing people. It really is. And when you have a little short barrel AR, 7-inch, like a honey badger or something, or the one I built that's not a honey badger, but kind of like it, the 7-inch 105 twist with 300 blackout inside, shooting people like close range with subsonic, all quiet. Dude, it's awesome. Imagine doing that with 8.6. That would be awesome. That's like shooting, what is that? Like, that's like really great for quiet killing, I bet. So that's cool. Now, that's a lot of words that I just said about the subsonic 8.6. Now, that's actually, so it's cool. I mean, as a silencer nerd, I like it because it'll be quiet. Fine, whatever. But I'm also a hunter and I like to kill things, and and I like to eat those things. And I tell you what, supersonic 8.6, bro, that is what I would be excited about if I needed it. That's what I would be excited about. Subsonic's cool, but supersonic, dude, supersonic 8.6. I mean, frankly, it's kind of cool for deer due to the relatively short barrel length needed for it. If I end okay, here's what I'll say. If I end up getting an 8.6 blackout gun, it'll be to shoot supersonic, like I may do soon with my 300 blackout AR and my minifix. I think the big attractiveness to the blackout family of cartridges is the supersonic use in short barrels. I'm not talking about target shooting and plinking and being quiet. I'm talking about murder. And I think short barrel lethality is awesome. I'm not saying subsonic's not, but I'm saying supersonic is really awesome. And you combine it with the fast twist, even the supersonics, you combine it with the fast twist, I think it's a very efficient killing cartridge. Now, do I need a supersonic 8.6 blackout for white-tailed deer when we already have supersonic 300? Or did I say 300? I don't know what I said. I'm mixing up my blackouts. I was going to say, do I need supersonic 8.6 blackout for white-tailed deer when we already have supersonic 300 blackout and 308? I mean, no. I don't need it. But would it be cool? Well, yeah. It's more energy. It's more momentum. Of course it'd be cool. And it's a short barrel. I mean, we'll see. I mean, I'm sure I'm going to have to pay full price for the thing. It's going to be incredibly expensive. To that I say, I'm good for now, really, if you consider that. But I have a lot of 308 ammo on my shelf. I got a decked out fixed rifle to use too. Now, if I can just get that 8.6 barrel and swap it into my fix, because now you're talking a different language, right? Then we'll see, because, I mean, technically, I should be able to do that, because just like you go from 5.56 AR to 300 blackout, you should be able to go from 7.62 AR to 8.6 blackout, yeah? Same bolt, same mags, yeah? So we'll see. We'll see how it is, and so that's my thoughts. Like, you asked me if I'm interested. Yeah, I'm interested. I'm a gun guy. I'm interested in a new cartridge that's being marketed heavily and being developed. The subsonic cartridge is being developed by PEW Science corporate member David at Discreet Ballistics. Of course, I'm interested. Let me get some water. Yeah. I mean, of course I'm interested, but I I have a lot of guns already. And for those of you who've been listening to the podcast for a long time, I'm very cartridge conservative. Like, I have the only reason I have 300 blackout is to test for you right now. I still haven't even, if you've noticed, like I barely post about 300 blackout. Why? Because it's expensive, so it's stupid for target shooting. So it's for killing things, and I hunt with 308. So why would I need 300 blackout? See? Like a lot of people are like, oh, bro, you totally need this and that. I'm like, no. Like, I'm cartridge conservative. Oh, you don't have an AK? I'm like, no, I don't have it. Why would I buy an AK? I have ARs. Superior weapon system. Yo, AKs are no. I have ARs. You see what I mean? Like, I'm not telling you that AKs are dumb and you shouldn't have them. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is my personal philosophy is that I'm cartridge conservative. So it's going to take a lot. It is going to take a lot for me to adopt another cartridge. It just is. You know? I don't have time. I don't have time to like go play with a cartridge every day. Like, this isn't my full-time gig. But if it was, maybe I'll change. And before you know it, I'm shooting 7.62 by 39 with a crazy Adidas tracksuit every day. Who knows? Okay, so I hope that answers your question. You actually had two questions. So you asked me if I was interested. The other question was, see if I can nudge KB to get that moving. Okay, first of all, like, one, I can't control someone's corporate ventures. Two, well, I say that having just spoke about Griffin completely launching a product, probably because of me making a noise. Okay, I'm not going to control what Q is doing. Two, Kevin couldn't either, because he's not the one doing it. It's his engineering staff. So you telling you telling me, or you I know you're joking, but I mean you even jokingly telling me that I'm gonna go and push that is kind of crazy because he's not even gonna be able to push it. You see what I mean? Like, that's not that's an R&D project. That's an engineering project. It's not a marketing project, guys. Come on, guys. How do you think that works? Are you seriously think that like he could even do it faster if he wanted to? Come on, man. That is not how product development works, my friends. That is not going to go any faster than it's going. Believe me. If that thing was done, it would be done and you'd have it right now. But it's not, and you don't. And I can 100% say with certainty that I'm correct on that. All right, next question. Question 152, sub-question 24. Will the 5.56 testing include standard Mark 18 versus optimized Mark 18? Yeah. Good question. But yeah. I mean, I'll eventually do optimized Mark 18. I think we have to. It's the only way. And frankly, what am I going to do? Probably put an H3 buffer in and tune the gas. That's as good as you're going to get. Forget about the. I mean, I might do that, or I might put the Surefire OBC. You know, frankly, it might be a wash with regard to sound signature with because the H3 and the mil spec have the same mass almost as the OBC system, and you know, just to make it so that everyone can duplicate it, I might just do I don't know. I don't want to talk out of turn and tell you what I'm going to do, but okay, so the answer is yes. We have to do optimized Mark 18 now. But what that's going to require is, regardless of the exact configuration, I'm going to need a new upper, because I don't want to change the gas block on the one I'm using now. So I think before optimized Mark 18, I was gonna ask, should we do optimized 11.5 or 12.5 or something? You know what I mean? So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, really, you want to optimize Mark 18? Really? I mean, frankly, in the big scope of things, it would be smart, but we can't do the whole sequence and then the whole sequence again. It'll take years. So instead of that, what we might do is just hit some. Well, here's a stream of consciousness thinking out loud plan. What if I just I keep giving you some Mark 18 data. We pick the favorites, and we test them on optimized, and we release a members-only research supplement showing that. Then we pick a new host like 12.5 optimized, and then we proceed with 5 of 6 testing. What do you think? Yeah? I'm this close too, guys. Like you're like, oh my God, you're going to do members only? Yep, I might. Because what that would allow me to do would be to do some like huge shot thing that would like not, it would just be really valuable. It would give a lot of value added to members, and then we wouldn't have to deal with all this like craziness. And then members would make the decision of how to go in true research cooperative fashion. And then we'd go on, and the public would get some 12.5, and then we go and we progress as normal. You know what I mean? Like I'm just spitballing here, but I feel like sometimes I need a guest on this podcast. But yeah, you know what I mean? I think it'd be cool. Or we just do optimized 10.3. We do optimized Mark 18, whatever. But I can't help but think: do you guys really care about a gun that short? I mean, are you sure you want me to optimize that to try to get the ear signature down? Really? That's what you want? Are you sure? Are you absolutely sure you want that? Come on, man. I mean, we may do some polls, but remember the last time I did polls, you guys picked the Mark 18? Can I trust you in a poll again, or should I just need to do something that I think is best and worry about what you think later? You know, I joke, but I'm kind of serious at the same time. You know what I mean? You guys are crazy. Well-intentioned. You're well-intentioned, but sometimes you're crazy. So that's a good question, sir, ma'am. I think that was a kind of an old question, so I understand. Let's move on. Question 153, sub-question 25. What is a silencer you really want to test, and why? That is a great question. It really is. Gosh, what a great question. I think GSL Phoenix. I'm so behind on that. GSL Phoenix, the new KAC stuff, the QDC, I want to say it's called, the Delta P Brevis, which is super rare and not purchasable by anyone, but I just want to test it. The new SIG silencers, the SIG rifle silencers, I really want to test. Those I should just buy, and I don't know. Those are the hot ones right now on my list of wants that I want to test right now. But you know what's also included in that? The YHM Turbo and Turbo K. I have shot them, but I have not tested them. But all of those right there should keep me busy forever. No, there are actually some silencers in my inventory right now that I haven't shot or tested that I really want to. There's so many. There's so much stuff I haven't even shot. I just haven't got around to doing it. There's not enough time. And so there are a lot of things I want to test. So many things. So many. It's going to be wild. You know what? I have to ask you, and you feel free to email me or DM me or whatever. You always do DM me. I think email is great. What are some things you want me to test that I haven't? I mean, I kind of know, but hey, never hurts to ask. Yeah. Yeah. All right. How many? Okay, I'm going to check on my time here. Oh, we're an hour in. Hour and 3. Oh, perfect. Okay. So we're going to do a couple more. This is a really great length for today's episode. So I'm going to do a couple more right now. All right. Question 154, sub-question 26 of the third solicitation. Do you see a shift in silencer design directly based on your data in the near future? Okay, I read that really weird. Let me read that differently and maybe reword it. Do I see a shift in silencer design that is a direct result of the research that and data that PEW Science is publishing? And do I see that happening in the near future? I think that's what that lady or gentleman is asking. That's a great question. Yes. But not in the near future. I think now. already. I think multiple companies, already, multiple products already. As we speak, it's happening. Yeah, right now. I think PEW Science it's already changed the game. Yeah. It's already changed it. Why? Why would I say that? I mean, that's crazy. Is that crazy? I don't think it's crazy. Why? It's because once you properly characterize performance, you can see which things in a silencer actually matter. Then you focus on those. I mean, no longer is it about copying the things that reduce the peak dB necessarily. That's not really the thing here. It's about copying the things that result in holistic performance gains. And that, my friends, is industry innovation. It is. This is what we're talking about. This is what we're talking about. That's the thrust of it. You're going to get better silencers because silencer companies are better understanding what silencers actually perform well. And they're better understanding that indirectly or directly because of PEW Science. And therefore, because of you listening to this podcast and PEW Science members. You see, isn't that scary? It's because of you. Let me repeat that. You're going to get better stuff because silencer companies are better understanding which silencers are performing well. And they're better understanding that because of you. Because of PEW Science, because of you. You listening right now, you are pushing the industry forward right now. Together. You and me. You listening. And me. Right now. We're doing this. That's right. So you asked me, sir, ma'am, do I see a shift in silencer design directly based? Yes. I can't tell you. I have NDAs in place, and I have clients that I don't speak about their work on publicly to other people. Yes, there are clients doing things right now, multiple. They wouldn't even think to go in certain directions. They wouldn't even think to go in certain directions without what I'm doing. Who else was? That's a good mental exercise. I mean, I just thought of this just now. Stream of consciousness. When did this ever happen where you would see people talking about design types publicly in mass, like outside of little tiny niche communities? You wouldn't, ever. Now what's happening? People are literally trying to copy certain designs, it's huge. Not only that, not only do you have PEW Science doing this, there's a whole other thing. There's the Form 1 guys. They're behind. Like Form 1 is probably 5 to 10 years behind Form 4 just because all the stuff they've done has been tried by the Form 4 guys and they forget. They don't know that. They don't know what they don't know yet. And so it's really great because they're hungry. And so they push forward really fast. It's just that they miss little things and then they got to go back and chase. And eventually they figure it out. And then they'll slow down and they'll become a Form 4 guy. And then it'll be, it's a circle of life in silencers. But it's fine. It's not bad. It's good. But what I'm saying is there's the information is traveling very quickly now. But nonetheless, even with that speed of information and the hobbyists, there was never a characterization like this before. You never could see how a silencer was really performing in relation to another one meaningfully. Now you can. So now what's it doing? Well, it's going to weed out the stuff that we don't care about anymore. And I'm not saying we don't care. I'm not saying silencers suck. I'd never say that. And I'm not saying certain silencer designs are trash. I would never say that. And I'm not saying we should just abandon certain things. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is our propensity to do so will increase. I mean, we don't use certain technologies anymore because they're inefficient. And certain technologies we use a lot because they're great. And that's just not just silencers. You know what I mean? Like when you wash your clothes, you put them in a washing machine, yeah? You can wash your clothes in other ways. Those other ways are just slower. You know? So when innovation occurs, you get better mousetrap. Yeah. So why would we do that? Well, someone proved that it worked. So it's a little bit easier with washing clothes, but you get my point. Okay. Question 155, so question 27. And thank you for that last question, sir, man. That was really great. That's a thought-provoking question. Okay, next question, 155. Sub-question 27. If I always plan on running a suppressor, should I get a muzzle brake? It's going on a 10.5-inch 5.56. So, great question, sir, ma'am. And so they're saying they're never going to take their silencer off. They're going to leave their silencer on the gun. And they're asking, should I just use a brake? I mean, I'm not going to take the silencer off. Should I just use a brake? 10.5-inch 5.56. My answer to that is sure. I mean, I don't know. What are we talking here? Dead air? Surefire? Rugged? Short barrel. That's a short barrel. 10.5-inch 5.56. That's a short barrel. 5.56 through a short barrel is a bad mamma jamma. That's violent, dude. And there is a public research supplement for the Mark 18 on PEWScience.com. Check it out. And I don't want to steer you wrong. Let me tell you what it is. Hold up. Go to the website. Just 1 second, guys. Reviews. Scroll down. Oh, sound signature review 6. It's not a review. It's a research supplement. Silencer sound standard SSS.6.51. So article 651 research supplement unsuppressed rifles. The 10.3-inch Mark 18 is a silencer host. It's a public article. It's in the review catalog in section 6 of the silencer sound standard on PEWScience.com. I want you to go there. Sir, ma'am, they asked this question. I want you to look at the figure 2A and figure 2B. It is the unsuppressed muzzle blast pressure and impulse from the Mark 18 10.3-inch unsuppressed 5.56 short barrel upper. And you will see the secondary combustion that occurs due to the unburnt powder in 5.56 and short barrels. And it is extreme. It is bad for your silencer. And it's bad for your ears. It's bad for everybody. It's bad. Bad all around. So do it. You say run a brake, yeah, run it. If your silencer is a Surefire, it might increase your back pressure a little bit on the RC2. We don't know that for sure. I keep saying that we don't know it for sure. I think it might, but it sure will protect that blast baffle. We talked about that a couple episodes ago. How I did answer this question a couple episodes ago with regard to the Surefire, I think, or brakes in general, and how it actually might not matter really in the big scope of things because by the time it really messes up your blast baffle, your silencer is going to be so full of crap anyway from shooting. It's going to matter, and then Surefire will just recore it. I was thinking about that, but then if you're never taking the silencer off to shoot unsuppressed, I mean, why would you, especially that short? By all means, use a brake because if you shoot a brake unsuppressed, it's going to be even louder than what I show you in that research supplement. But go wild, yeah. Flash hiders don't matter when the silencer's on, guys, and so they're also going to jet cut the baffle. They're going to jet cut your blast baffle in some cases, and not in all cases, but in some cases. And so put the brake on it. On some silencers, you're not going to notice any difference at all between the brake and the flash hider. So look at what you need. Like I know, like on a rugged silencer, or maybe like a Dead Air Sandman or something. I don't think you might not even notice the difference between the brake and the flash hider when the silencer's on there. With Surefire, I think you might, because it changes the operation of the silencer. Surefire silencer, the RC2 series, and a Sandman S and a rugged Razor or whatever. You take those three silencers, completely different operation. They're not the same. They don't work the same. They're different silencers. First of all, 2 or 30 caliber cans and one's a 5.56. So that alone is different. Plus, the Surefire vents inside. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? So anyway, this can get complicated because I don't really know what silencer you're running, sir or ma'am. Because your question was, if I always plan on running a suppressor, should I get a muzzle brake? It's going on a 10.5-inch 5.56. So without more information, I'm just going to say, yeah, use a muzzle brake. And if you need more information, you're ready to provide me more information, tech@pewscience.com. Okay. How we doing on time? We're about, hour 15. That's perfect. I'm good. All right. We are going to highlight that question. Question 155. Save our spreadsheet. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, we got so many good questions left too. Oh man, I'm excited to get to those. Ooh, I just took a peek. I took a quick peek at the other questions that are left. Oh man, that's perfect. I love it. All right, close that. Okay. All right. Well, that's it. I think we're done. with the episode. So thank you for listening. I hope this episode, it was kind of weird. It was kind of all over the place. I hope it was informative. I hope that all of you members that saw Research Supplement 656 this past Sunday, I hope you all found that informative. The feedback I've received so far has been positive, so please go check that out. It was announced via email to everyone on the PEW Science email list. So, if you haven't been to the website in a while, monitor your inbox, and it lets you know when things get published. So thank you to those who support the effort that made that possible. I hope you liked it. I hope you find the CAM-LOK information and the new EZ-LOK information informative. And I hope you found the answers to the question informative that we answered here. I hope everyone enjoyed that. So stay tuned this week. There is more data and analysis coming for you. I hope you will enjoy it. I hope you don't think it's too crazy what I've done. It should be a pretty simple read for you, pretty fast one. It's not going to be complicated, but I think it is going to be a popular silencer for you to look at and talk about and enjoy. So please stay tuned for that. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your week. And I will talk to you folks again soon. All right, bye.